All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at Jimmy Britt. No, I lied. J.C. Lewis. We're at J.C. Lewis Ford right here in Statesboro. Wandering a lot, doing some stuff. Just got back from hunting. Been out hunting all day. And we're going to talk today. What do we think? What is my prediction for 2026 for Ford? Okay, 2025 was a very interesting year for Ford. We'll kind of recap that a little bit, and then we'll talk about what I'm expecting to have happen for 2026 for Ford. What they're going to go through. Is that a 26 there, or is it 25? That is a 25 right there, Lariat. Anyway, we're seeing a bunch of new trucks on the lot. Look at all these Rangers. Look at all these Rangers. How many? I mean, there's been very rarely do I ever see more than one Ranger up here if we're lucky. And look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Rangers right here, but only one. That one is four-wheel drive. That's an XLT for 50 grand with a 2.7 in it. Just talked about it in another video. So, but all these other ones are all two-wheel drive. And they got tons of 150s stocked with Raptors, Tremors, everything you can think of is here. They're just rows of F150s jammed in here. So they got a lot of stuff on here. What do we think will happen for Ford in 2026? My predictions, my guesses. Well, we know that Ford is the king of technical cost reduction, which means that with Ford especially over any other brand, now they all do technical cost reduction. What is technical cost reduction? That is where they will get rid of things that you don't notice or cut things out of trims and out of packages so you can't have them unless you go to a bigger one. It is cutting things out and nickel and diming and saving money wherever you can. Like, for example, when this Lariat, okay, the Lariat version of the F-150s, it went from having true leather to going to a vinyl. Okay, it is this kind of things that they did. These games, they do it all the time. When they went from, the story goes on and on. Okay, how the Raptor right here, the Raptor lost the Torsen front end in it. They don't put a Torsen in the front of this thing anymore. They charge you more money, but you don't get the limited slip like you used to in 2023 and earlier. They cut all these things out. Or how the Super Duty, the front end is no longer a Dana 60, it's a Dana 50 something. Okay, they do all these technical cost reductions, everything. Ford is notorious for it, and they do them more than any other brand does. Hidden things that you don't notice without really diving into it, that they take away from you while they still charge you more money. So with Ford especially, the truth holds that if you buy a 25, according to the last 5 years, if you buy a 2025, which there are tons of them on this lot, but if you buy a 2025, it will be a better truck than what you will get in 2026 because of the stuff that we don't know about that they will technically cost reduct. So in my opinion, 2025 is better than 26. 2024 was better than 2025. 2023 was better than 2024. Yet the prices keep going up and you're getting less truck for your money. It's just the way it is with Ford. It's how they play the game. So my prediction for 2026 is more technical cost reduction, things that we will not see, trying to nickel and dime things, and we will get less truck for our money in 2026 than we will get in 2025. That is my opinion. We will also, what about the elephant in the room, the recalls? Okay, what's Ford up to now? 130? They got to be right about that neighborhood of about 130 recalls, maybe more. I don't even know. I haven't looked in 2 weeks. But so maybe they're at 130 recalls for this year already for 2025, which I believe the record before, the record was like 73. So they've literally doubled the all-time record of recalls in history. Do I think that recalls will be worse for 2026? You bet your butt I do. Okay, because since 2022, Farley's been telling us that we had a bad year, we'll get better. We're going to cut that. We're going to stop it. And every year they have doubled almost whatever their recalls were. They keep going up. They double year over year. They keep doubling. You think they're automatically in 2026 going to solve all that? They're most likely, my prediction, 2026 will have 150 recalls. Okay, that's my prediction. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong on everything, but that is my prediction, is that the recalls will still continue to go up. And I bet they break 150 for this year before it's over. We got a couple months left. I bet they break 150 recalls this year, and I bet they beat it again next year. Why do I say that? Because history. They keep repeating it over and over again. Farley comes out and says, we won't have this happen. We got a handle on it. We got it under control. We're taking care of it. We solved it. Yeah, no, they don't. They just keep doubling from 30 to 60, from 60 to 80, from 80 to 140, or wherever they are now. It'll be 150 by the end of the year. They're not solving crap. They're not getting away from it. They got the same issues and the same problems, and I predict for 2026, none of that is going to change. Sorry, I'm wiggling through here. I don't see any of that changing. We're going to be stuck in the same exact boat for 2026. I see they still got that Raptor sitting right there. That one, it was my buddy's. Still sitting up here for sale right there. We got another, looks like Colorado's. We got a few different vehicles up here. And we're wandering over, running through the Broncos right now. God, that one is so sexy, that color. That looks gorgeous. And so do the steel wheels on the simple ones. I'm sorry, but I love that look. So recall-wise, I think they're going to be in the same boat. What about prices and dealership experience? I'm expecting it to be worse for 2026 than it was for 2025. Why? Again, repeating that one right there. Look at how nice that is. God, that is gorgeous. That is just beautiful. But I'm expecting them to repeat the same exact thing history keeps telling them to. Year over year for the past 3 or 4 or 5 years, it has been the same song and dance as we're seeing here. Ford is trying to become more like Toyota once was. Toyota is trying to become more like what Ford was. Toyota is starting to deal better, starting to do more of that kind of stuff, starting to build vehicles that are more American style and American quality rather than what Toyota once was. I'm not taking anything away from Toyota. Ford, on the other hand, is building worse trucks every year, technical cost reduction. There's no two ways around it. This is facts, okay? But yet, on the same note, they charge more and more money for them, and they're also trying to not deal anymore. Why do you think all these trucks, everything here, all these F-150s are 2025s? Why do you think every one of these is a 2025 and there is no 2026s even orderable or anything you can do with yet? All these are 2025s all the way down. All these are 2025 Rangers. All these are 2025 F-150s here. Look at all the way down, everything. These are all 2025 F-150s. Why? Why are there no 2026s? Because there's so many 2025s. Ford's not going to release a 2026 or start making them until inventory of these are gone. Okay, Ford's got more inventory than any other. I mean, they're blowing the doors off of the truck world. But yet we got 2026 Rams all over the place, 2026 Chevys already out all over the place. People have been ordering them, buying them, running them. We got all that happening. We got 2026 Tundras all over the lots. Yet Ford, no, you guys have not bought the supply that's already out there. We will not make you more until you pony up and buy these ones. My prediction for 2026, be a lot of 2025s left over is my thoughts. So anyway, that's my thoughts for Ford. Let me know what you're thinking. Like I said, I may sound a little bit harsh on them, but it is self-inflicted. Remember, I have owned more Ford trucks than I have any other truck brand there is out there. Love Ford stuff, love what they do, and you've heard me say a million times that a Super Duty, a Tremor, like that middle one right there, but a Tremor 250 would be my number one choice in a truck right now, is a do-it-all, last-forever truck with the 7.3. I love what Ford's doing. Or actually, I should say I love Ford trucks. I hate what Ford is doing. Love their trucks, hate what they're doing, cannot tolerate their games they're playing. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.